I'm still kind of chuckling over Barack Obama's book, A Promised Land. This is, by the way, the third book that Obama has written about himself. You get an idea here of the man's sort of gargantuan ego. The book itself is 700 pages. It's basically the War and Peace of autobiography, and it only covers Obama's first term. War and Peace covered a long period of time, multiple characters. Obama's book, of course, focuses on the great one himself. So it's very clear here that Obama sort of aspires to the intellectual virtues, of which, alas, he has none. I'm not saying that the book doesn't have any usefulness at all. I mean, in this age of shortages, it's excellent for toilet paper. You won't run out for a whole year. But the intellectual virtues, come on. Now, I know for years the media built up Obama. Oh, he's a constitutional scholar. The truth of it is he's not a scholar of any kind. He's never published a scholarly article on any topic in any journal in his life. He was a very mediocre student at Occidental College. His grades are known. He was basically a dummy. Now, I'm not saying he was a complete dummy. He was essentially mediocre, an ordinary guy. And God loves ordinary people. That's why he made so many of them. Obama's one of them. Somehow, by some sort of magic, and probably influence, the guy gets to Columbia. This was a sleight of hand that still remains to be explained, where his grades are unknown. Why? Because they were obviously horrendous. He wrote a college thesis, which the university has suppressed. Why? Because it's obviously a joke. Probably as bad as Michelle Obama's incoherent, not even written in English, thesis at Princeton. Then Obama goes to Harvard Law School, affirmative action, and he gets on the Harvard Law Review, not because of any academic merit, of which he had none, but rather because he was a schmoozer. He was elected to this position. That's how he got all the publicity. So what I want to get at is here's a guy who is, I wouldn't say dumb as a rock, but maybe dumb as a handful of rocks. And, but he wants to present himself as this genius. Oh, I have to do 700 pages because I'm going to provide context, as if he's got this Einsteinian mind that has such kaleidoscopic elements that he's got to give it all to you. But I don't want to imply that Obama has no virtues at all. He reminds me a little bit of the movie Gladiator, where Commodus is speaking to Marcus Aurelius. And Commodus says this.
You wrote to me once, listing the 4 chief virtues: wisdom, justice, fortitude, and temperance. As I read the list, I knew I had none of them.
So Commodus's point is, I do have virtues, but they're not the intellectual virtues. They're not even the moral virtues, but they're the virtues of resourcefulness, of cunning. I'm in fact an extremely sly person, and I'm a survivor. I know ultimately how to set people against each other. I know how to cling to power. I know how to sow the seeds of resentment. That is a message that is not present in Barack Obama's book, but that's the real Obama.